Hey guys, how are you? I hope you are having a great first week of August. Can't fucking believe, I can't believe that August is even here. I feel like I've been saying this since we were in fucking March. Like, how is it March? How is it August? How is it August? How is there 4 months left of this year? What year it has been, right? So I'm not sure if I'm posting this on YouTube or just Patreon/YouTube. So we'll see how that goes, whatever spirit guides me to do. But I do want to do a check-in on the twin flame journey. As a lot of you know, Mercury just entered the sign of Virgo, which is one of its home signs. So Mercury is the planet of communication. It is the planet of technology, thinking, logical thinking. So there's going to be a lot of fast moving communication. And I definitely feel like this is going to play into energies with the twin flame journey. I definitely do. And if you guys are part of my Patreon, then you already know. You've probably heard the podcast episodes about the YouTube. Girl, get your shit together. I thought communication was going to be on point right now, spirit. Fuck. You have probably seen my podcast episodes on the twin flame journey. For myself or my clients, I definitely feel like the twin flame journey is very unique. I don't feel like everybody is a twin flame. I really don't. I was just talking to one of my clients about this. I feel like you don't really know until you fucking know. And if you are in a true twin flame connection, it is it's very real. I truly believe that it's real. Do I feel like it's only about romance? I definitely don't. So I just kind of have to put that disclaimer out there because I don't like the whole false hope shit. I don't like, holding on for dear life to something that's not, you know what I mean? That's not of utmost importance. I truly feel like it is a journey of self. And can we be in love and be in romance and all that? Yes, we definitely can. And I really hope that for all of us, because I think that it is beautiful and divine. And the way that this connection works is truly incredible. And, the way that the signs flood in, the synchronicities flood in is truly remarkable, as well as spiritual journey in general. It doesn't always have to be about the twin flame journey. If you're on just a spiritual journey, it's so beautiful how spirit communicates with us and how they show us that things that just because we can't see something doesn't mean that it's not real. It's incredible. And connections and soulmates and spirit connections and twin flames is all very, very real. So with that being said, in my last reading, we definitely were getting a lot of that communication energy, things being unveiled, surprises coming in. So I want to tap into some thoughts and feelings coming from the divine masculine. So let's get into some energy of the divine masculine and see what's going on here, spirit. Minds in tandem. Telepathic communication, picking up each other's thoughts. Well, this is literally what this whole Virgo in Mercury can definitely bring. Fast telepathic communication, quick moving communication, like, literally driving down the street, suddenly you see your twin flame's name and then you see a word and you know that message is coming from them, from their higher self. This is not always going to be coming from their conscious self. Most of these messages are coming from their higher self, their more elevated, high vibrational self. So I definitely feel like for a lot of you are speaking right now in telepathic communication, whether you're in communication or not. Forward steps, making the best possible choice on the correct path. You are moving forward, divine feminine. You are moving forward. You are getting things going. You have been taking leaps and strides towards your own healing journey. I'm also seeing the beach. I'm seeing footprints in the sand. So that could be a sign for somebody. But I also feel like water is very cleansing and very needed right now in this fiery Leo season. If you can get yourself into water and ground that way, I think that would be great for you, divine feminine. But because you're making these steps forward, because you're literally seeing what needs to be changed in your life and actively making the changes, not just talking about it, but being about it, because it is literally nothing. Words are nothing. Words are nothing without action. If you're like, I'm healing, I'm doing good, I'm doing great, and then you know that you're continuously going back into those toxic patterns every chance you get, let's be real, we've all been there, then that's not really doing the work. And I feel like some people have, gotten that idea of like, okay, if I do the spiritual work, I'll have have the spiritual reward, the physical life reward. I'll have the relationship. I'll have, the enlightenment or whatever. And then I've seen people just kind of like say things, and myself included in the past, just say things like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the X, Y, Z, and not really do any of it. And then expect the fruits to come in. And it's like, well, if you're not actually doing the work, how the hell are you going to see anything change? This talk is nothing. Talk is cheap. Talk is very, very cheap. So this is you actively making, there can be no footprint in the sand if you're not taking steps forward. And by seeing these footprints in the sand, you are taking steps forward for yourself, for your life, okay? With this energy, I do feel like if you are in no communication, whether it be, telepathic communication can happen even if you are in communication, but if you are in no communication, and I definitely feel like this is kind of like for people that are having no communication or difficulties in physical 3D communication, this divine masculine is picking up on you moving forward. They are picking up on the energy of you moving forward. They know that that's what's happening right now. They see it. They feel it. Some of them actually may be watching you from a distance. They could be asking about you. They could be watching your social media. This is a big theme that we've been seeing. But I definitely feel like they are, if they're not physically seeing it, they feel it. They can feel the energetic pull and tug from you just as you can from them. And they are feeling you stepping into your power. They know that if they don't get things going, that they're not going to be able to meet you there. For some of them, I feel like somebody's worried here. I keep getting like worried. Like it's almost like they're looking for something on social. It really feels like social media. Again, it could be asking, like they're looking for something. It's almost like they're almost like obsessively going and like looking any chance that they get to like find something. And for some of them, they're not finding it. And that's what's kind of like, well, what's going on then? There's no answers here. They want to communicate to figure it out. But this is what they're doing at this time. They're looking to figure it out. Some of them may think that you moved on, as far as in a relationship. Moving on is great. And I always say this, moving on does not mean jumping into the next person's arms. Moving on is just moving on with your fucking life. But for some of them, they may feel or think, or maybe this is actually happening for some of you. Maybe some of you are actually entertaining somebody else at this time. But I do feel like somebody is worried here that you may be moving on, maybe forgetting about them and being like, you know what? I'm going to go on to the next best thing. So some of them may be in fear of that. Let's see. Electric love, butterfly feelings, heart fluttering. I feel like there is a lot of to me, this feels like this nostalgic energy or this remembering energy of times that you guys had really super in the 3D, very magnetic connections and magnetic moments. So they could be thinking about them if you guys have a photo together, or they could have like a photo of you saved to their phone, something like this. But I'm seeing like looking back, reminiscing on these things. But I also feel like they're remembering how it felt to be in your presence. I keep hearing in the beginning. So I don't know, for some of you, I mean, the connection is always there. It doesn't change, but obviously the 3D reality changes. So things could have got really crazy, really difficult, kind of got toxic or whatever the case was. But I feel like this is the remembering of how it was. So this could have been like the first encounters, or the really romantic moments that you guys had, or the really electrifying, crazy moments that you had, the synchronicities that you had together in each other's presence. This could be that energy as well, like that remembering energy, because I feel like it's very electric. And I feel like there's also a realization coming here. This could be coming from their actual 3D self, or this could just be from their 5D higher self, where they're realizing how intense this connection is, how true and real and different it is from other things. It's almost, and I keep hearing like, I can't find you in anybody else. So for some of you, you may be with somebody, you may be in connection with somebody that is either with someone else, or they're trying to connect to other people. And their mind keeps going back to the connection. Let's see what else is coming out here. Nothing compares. What the fuck? Nothing compares. Subtle soul pull, unconditional lure. I can't. This is exactly what the fuck I just said. Nothing is comparing. Dude, all right. Girl, this shit is no fucking joke. And it's so crazy because the photo that I have on this recording, and the card that I just pulled, it's like the same colors. It's very light blue. This is fucking crazy. Subtle soul pull, unconditional lure. I feel like they're always pulled back in your direction. And vice versa, to be completely honest. But I feel like you have more, like a more hold on the idea of what's happening here, and a more realization of not letting down a boundary as much. It's different. The dynamic is different, but they're always pulled back in your direction because nothing compares. I feel like I just heard miscommunication. So I do feel like there could be some little like here, this could have been the recent past, or this could be upcoming, where there's like little hints of communication where it's like, hey, how are you? And then you don't hear back, or like running into each other, saying hi really quick. It's like that kind of thing. Like, or, maybe even like nobody, answers. Miscommunication. I keep hearing that. So you could have gotten a phone call, you didn't answer, vice versa, something like that. That could also be happening if it didn't already happen. That's crazy that the nothing compares. And it's 11:11 right now, my recording. Nothing compares. Oh my God. Oh, something just flew out. The waiting heart, one-sided feelings, other half is missing. I feel like this is you, Divine Feminine. This has been you in the past, where you have felt like you were constantly waiting. This literally shows a bride like showing up to the altar and no one else is there. Feeling like you're constantly waiting, being in that energy and calling that energy out into the universe where it pushes away things that are for you. This is you changing that narrative. It's not, I feel like you knowing how spiritual this is, rather how 3D this is helping to get you through this connection. Even though there's been 3D mishaps and there's been 3D separation, I feel like the acknowledgement of how deep and true this is helping you understand that you're not waiting, that you guys are together regardless in a spirit form, in the 5D, you guys are already there. You know what I mean? But I feel like for some of you, you were so stuck in the 3D aspect of it that you were constantly waiting. And I feel like that made you feel very like it was one-sided. But I think that you're starting to realize that the conscious person that is here in the 3D, your counterpart, they're just not there yet. And I think that there is a surrender and a realization of that. And it's kind of like, and it's not even in like the negative sense of like, oh, I'm over it, fuck them. It's not like that. It's more so, I understand that this person has a life and an experience too. They have a human experience just as I do. And just because they can't get things right now doesn't mean that we don't have this connection. It exists. And I'm not going to wait, but I know that we have an eternal bond. And it's creating peace within you. Universal oneness, profound spiritual revelations, and a higher understanding. This is I'm tripping. Spirit is literally like boom, boom. They're confirming everything right after I fucking say it. Literally this, a spiritual revelation and a higher understanding. Divine Feminine, this is you. Universal oneness. You know that it goes beyond space and time. It has nothing to do with the physical. I mean, obviously we're here, so it does. And it's 333 on the time right now. You are having a profound, deep understanding. And again, I've been saying this in the last couple of readings, like even if you don't feel like you're there yet, you're getting there. You're slowly getting to that point of understanding that this is beyond just this physical thing. This is way beyond that. This is eternal. This is universal oneness. And I do feel like with your deep understanding, we're always going to mirror. That's what it is. Your deep understanding on your end, the universal understanding on your end is going to reflect to your divine counterpart, to your twin flame. They're going to start to understand things too, possibly in a different way, and maybe not on the time frame that your physical self would like. We're like, hurry up. And it's like, well, let them do them too. Because if you love them unconditionally, if you learn to love yourself unconditionally and learn to love this person, this soul unconditionally, because it's yours, it's your soul too, then you will have patience. You will give them time. You will just live in your authentic moment, in your present moment. Let's get one more. the enigma, leaving it to the imagination, building a mystery. Yeah, I feel like they're looking for something. Somebody feels like they are left in the dark right now. And the divine girl. Can you let me talk? The divine masculine feels like they're hit, like something's hidden from them. They feel like they need to know something. So either they're going to hit you up and ask about something. They're going to need to know what's actually going on in your life. Like, where have you been? What's going on? This could be happening. They could be looking, like I said, asking like, hey, like what's going on with so-and-so? Like where's she at? Like what's happening with her? How's she doing? Like they need to know. There's like this it's almost anxious. It's like, I need to know what's going on. It's been either too long with no communication, too long without them being able to see your social media, something like this. It's definitely that energy of them needing to know something. They feel like they're left in the dark. And, it might have to be this way for them to kind of, be able to really do the work, for them to not know, for them to just focus on themselves, out of sight, out of mind. And for you too, for some of you, this could be you. You could be in the dark right now too, not knowing anything. For some of you that, looking constantly, trying to find things out, I feel like you've stopped doing that. I don't feel like this is that energy anymore where you're like, I need to know what they're doing. You may have kind of taken a step back from even, wondering and just kind of living in your present moment. I definitely feel like this is crazy, guys. I'm excited to see in the comments how this is unfolding for you guys, because it's really beautiful. And it's really, like I always say this is for you. This journey is yours. And yes, this is a connection, but it's truly about unraveling your own spiritual truth and what you deserve, desire, and just being here in the moment. So I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you guys on the next one.